Working on this production is sort of like going to Disneyland every day because you've got these incredible farm animals.
All these little creatures in this movie. I mean, how long do I have? I just love them.
Bailey is awesome with the pigs or the goats or anything. She has a true heart after animals.
Well done. Come here. I've literally been able to milk a cow, which I've never been able to say until this movie. There's a lot of firsts that I've been able to tick off thanks to this film.
We all have various animals, pets at home that we talk to and we have little friendships with. And in this case, Finley has a friendship with the whole farm.
Yes! John Ham, you are so right!
I ended up looking in the corner of my eye and seeing a silhouette of what I thought was a cat. So when the owner came back, I started talking to him about how long he's had this barn cat and if I could go pet it. And he's like, well, if you can catch this rat, let me know. So the thing was the size of my arm.
This movie has changed me entirely. I don't know how I've ever lived without a goat. Benji will do this thing where I'll have to walk away from him and he'll just take his little hoof and he'll just put it on literally stop me from walking, like on my foot, and I just melt.
Pigs are kind of funny. They're different kind of creatures. They act like dogs in some ways, but in other ways they are totally stubborn.
No, John Ham!
Watching Bailey wrangle pigs and horses has been very entertaining. To watch her walk a pig on a leash. Obviously a pig has a mind of its own. So there's Bailey, who's so sweet and lovely and trying to do the scene, and the pig is all over the place.
These little guys are having a great time. We've got goats and chickens and pigs and cows and horses.
It's like personal, like petting zoo.
One of the most memorable couple of days that we've had has been the horse chase.
Jamie, who's our horse wrangler, he has the best horses, and they were so great and took such good care of us.
It was a blast. My first time working with horses on a set, and we were, sprinting through the backside of that field on these horses, and it was riveting.
It's really about personalities with horses and people. He just clicked, 3-4 days riding with him, and we got out to the galloping stuff, and Michael was fantastic.
Michael and I had the time of our lives on them, and we're so grateful that Jamie let us, do all of that.
Aw, well, thank you.
It's just been a joy. I mean, I've gotten pig kisses, and Turby gives me like little goat kisses, and holding chickens and riding like literally all day on a horse and calling it work. It's been the greatest joy, and they're the real stars of this movie.
You guys are so sweet.
We're ready.
It's Michael Evans Bailey.
It's Bailey Madison here.
And we are welcoming you, inviting you, if you will, to
the set of our new film, Starstruck, a Cinderella story.
This movie really does have everything. It has so much fun.
It has comedy, it has drama, it has riding horses, it has animal wrangling, it has dancing, it has singing, it has crazy costumes.
People chasing pigs, chasing horses, in disguise, out of disguise.
If you look over here, we are actually filming a scene right now. Richard is over there killing it. Say hi to our lovely crew. Say hi, guys. Behind the scenes. They're amazing. Hi, boys.
We really are living the country dream in this film, and what's really exciting about that is, one, I love country music, but two, there's been no modern retelling of Cinderella in the actual country.
I was really trying to have two worlds collide in this movie, and in that way having these two characters collide. So I wanted to really create this rural, lovely environment that is sort of being descended upon by this slick Hollywood movie crew.
Okay, Johnny. Michelle really dug deep into some of the classic roots of Cinderella by throwing in the country farm living and the animals that are really close to Finley and all these little nods that you'll see. Blues are kind of surrounded with her always. She's done a great job at giving us that classic Cinderella feeling, but with a modern story.
You told me to milk the cow, so milk the cow.
If you think about the original Cinderella, it's about finding a prince, and that's the princess's end goal. Whereas in this film, Finley doesn't necessarily find happiness in Jackson. And I think that is beautiful because Finley doesn't have to find happiness in a man, she's finding happiness in her acting.
I always start my films with a lookbook. And it has the color palette, it has the wardrobe ideas, it has anything that is triggering for me to give me a sense of what this movie is.
Bailey is exactly what I would have wanted to see as a kid watching Cinderella. She is everything you want in a princess, both on screen and off.
Bailey is an extraordinary actress. We completely lose her when she's Huck.
Y'all can call me Huck.
Bailey being Finley, changing into Huck is super entertaining.
Hey, if you need help with your pants later, you let me know.
Oh my God, what is that?
The only thing I could really control was what I did with my voice and what I decide to kind of make my body look like and move, and little quirks like, does he rub his nose a lot, or does he do these little, things with his hat, or how exactly does he look up? But that's about it. The rest is collaborative.
We put boxier jeans on her and we layer her up with flannels and undershirts and bandanas and then a big coat with shoulder pads in it.
How good do I look?
You look fantastic.
It's very best look yet.
We worked with her body language, the way that she carried herself.
Some of the iconic Cinderella moments in this movie were a little more subtle than usual. We had this scene where we were changing Finley from her alter ego Huck back into Finley. And as Huck, we put a bandana on her because we're trying to hide that she's a girl. And she pulled that bandana up over her hair and became almost the scullery maid, the perfect Cinderella moment. We also bring the iconic Cinderella blue into our finale. She wears a beautiful, beautiful corselet.
Who are you?
The idea of getting to combine my two loves of music and acting is always really exciting for me. And so this came along, and by page 5, I was in a musical number, and I was like, great, let's do it.
In this film, the music is a little bit different than in the other films because of the setting. So it lends itself more toward sort of a Taylor Swift, country, western kind of a vibe. So when we started to get into the choreography of this, I really wanted to have a sense of two different worlds. The world of the slick Hollywood production where everything is highly choreographed. And then I wanted to contrast that with this sort of freedom and almost childish abandon and what is natural in everybody, this sort of just dancing like nobody's there.
We initially were trying to do the dance with, the songs that were sent that were just our temp music and our temp vocals that didn't have any of us on it. And then all of a sudden we have the songs recorded and we're learning these routines and it's your voice coming through. And I think it's like this really aha goosebumps moment where you're like, we're making a movie.
There's 4 big dance sequences. The first one is the opening fantasy number, and that's just Bailey Madison.
Been in a daydream all my life.
It feels very sort of wide, open, spacious, expansive. It's about her singing about her wildest dreams, and she's frolicking through the field.
I know that I have the courage to spread my wings and fly.
The next big piece, it's 12 dancers, 6 couples, and they are dancing together, big lifts. It's so much fun. It's acrobatic. They're jumping off things. They're on a big stage. It was a dream to create.
Something in the Water is Finley's audition song, which I always joke, I'm like, that's the closest kind of Bailey song if I were to have picked a song.
It's got fire in my veins.
And then the next time that she's saying it, she's kind of humming it to herself, and it's the first time that Finley and Jackson are face to face again since the initial meeting. And I think it's cool that we were able to tie in the first time they saw each other, and then the next time they see each other, there's that little nod with the music as well.
And then we come back later on and we are inside the movie within a movie, and it takes place at Billy the Kid's hideout.
Something that's really exciting that they're doing with this production is the cameras are a part of the dance. They're immersed fully. And so it sort of takes the audience on this journey throughout, and they get to be part of the dancing experience.
We have saloon girls and gunslingers and poker players.
They did an amazing job creating moves for me that were challenging, but at the same time in my ballpark as a non-dancer. To be able to learn from them and get this choreo from them was fun.
Huck gets a little bit more down than Finley does. Finley's a little bit like, I'm gonna twirl on a meadow and sing about my dreams, and Huck's like, hey everybody, I am so fortunate to have this group of actors. They're the most gifted comedic actors, and they always bring something fresh.
We were given just the right amount of time to make magic, And I feel confident that we did.
The heart of it. There is so much heart in this movie. Really, truly has something for everyone. I'm proud of all the elements in it, and it's a party of a film.
We have to go.
We do, right now.